A political firestorm has just exploded, and it started with just one question from Venezuelan president. Did Trinidad and Tobago give away its own seas? Yes, that is the allegation, and it has thrown the entire Caribbean into a storm of anger, confusion, and high-stakes geopolitics. Hello and welcome to Times XP. I am Driti Atri. On Monday night, Venezuela's president Nicolás Maduro appeared on national television. Calm face, firm voice, and then he dropped a bombshell that nobody saw coming. He accused Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister, Kamla of mortgaging their territory. That's right. According to him, Kamla had allowed American forces to operate right in front of Venezuela. She had given up her country's seas. The world shocked. Even his own audience was shocked. Maduro said that Trinidad and Tobago had become a launchpad for the US military pressure against Venezuela, and he warned that Kamla would pay a heavy political price here. In the meantime, this whole drama began after the US military unit, the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit, announced joint exercises with Trinidad and Tobago's defense forces. Here, Washington said that it was just routine. Maduro said it was a threat. He accused the US of conducting strikes at the sea, strikes that have already killed over 80 people in anti-narcotics operation. Now, to him, the new exercises looked like a warning shot, perhaps. Hours later, their Prime Minister, Kamla, she fired back. Her message was simple: those are Trump's warships, not mine. Trinidad and Tobago had already made its position very clear. She insisted that Trinidad and Tobago had not given up its territory and that Venezuela should take its complaints to Washington and not the port of Spain. Maduro, he wasn't really convinced by her words. He said that Trinidad and Tobago's own defense forces weren't fully briefed. He said that the public was unhappy. He claimed that the government had allowed foreign military force to operate just 15 kilometers from Venezuela. And then came his most dramatic line. This has never been seen before, a prime minister freely giving away her own country's seas. Never. Maduro contrasted Trinidad and Tobago's stance with other Caribbean nations. The CARICOM leaders had rushed to Jamaica after Hurricane Melissa, showing solidarity, showing unity, but Trinidad and Tobago, he claims, was entangled with the US power, putting peace at risk. In fact, Foreign Prime Minister Dr. Keith held his own press conference. He didn't hold back. He warned that Trinidad and Tobago's offshore gas platforms, 60 miles out at sea, were now exposed to danger if Venezuela felt threatened. His words, it's chilling. This is not carnival. If Venezuela is attacked, Trinidad and Tobago cannot protect itself. He said that the country had abandoned neutrality and walked straight into geopolitical trap. After that, Prime Minister tried to calm the storm. She said that the US never asked us any Trinidad and Tobago's territory. Trinidad and Tobago will never allow attacks on Venezuela from its soil. No agreements have been made behind the closed doors. But then the region already shaken. Here's a big question. Why did a small joint military exercise turn into Caribbean crisis? Why is Venezuela so worried? Why is Trinidad accused of choosing sides? And is this just the beginning of a much larger US-Venezuela confrontation? One thing is clear. The Caribbean calm waters are turning into a geopolitical battlefield, and Trinidad and Tobago is all of a sudden at the center of it.